What's up, everybody? We're live. I'm live. We are here. The G1 Supercard is in the books. I think we're live. Are we live? Is everything good? Everybody seeing me? Everybody checking in? Welcome to the show. Everybody watch the G1 Supercard? Everybody enjoy that from Madison Square Garden? I'm not seeing myself on the feed here. What's going on? Are we all good? Check 1, 2. Is everybody seeing me? Send me your comments. Did you watch the G1 Supercard tonight? You excited for Wrestlemania tomorrow? I am not sure we are live right now. Here we are. I think we're just checking in now. I think we had some technical problems when we started off. There we go. We're all good now. So did you watch this G1 Supercard? I did. It was incredible. Kazuchika Okada is the new IWGP heavyweight champion. He beats Jay White in the main event. An amazing match. Amazing. Okada does it again. Okada's the best in the game. There's really nobody better than Kazuchika Okada, right? He is the number one wrestler. New Japan selling out Madison Square Garden tonight. New Japan and Ring of Honor. Putting on an incredible wrestling show. I hope you all watched it. I was watching the show. Very much looking forward to this one. Getting the check-in from the technical team. We are live. Everything's going well. I think we had a little glitch at the beginning. I'm not sure what that was, but we're all set now. So Okada and Jay White just had a classic that just wrapped up. I was on my feet when this match ended. Incredible finish from the Rainmaker, Okada. It looked like Jay White was going to hit his finish, but Okada just reversing out of it. Reversal after reversal. Jay White kicking out of the Rainmaker in the match. I thought when he kicked out of the Rainmaker that they were going to pull some sort of trickery, but no. Even Gato, who used to be Okada's manager, now Jay White's manager, he distracts the referee. Jay White hit Okada with a low blow. You thought, uh-oh, here comes the Blade Runner finish. Jay White's going to beat Okada, retain the title. But Okada survived. Okada kicked out. And Okada kept fighting. And Okada, once again, for the 5th time now, the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. And for me, he is the best wrestler in New Japan. There's a lot of competition. Tetsuya Naito and Kota Ibushi killed it tonight. And that's something that, is hard to ignore. New Japan had a tremendous show tonight, and the WWE now have WrestleMania where they're going to have to try and beat that. They're going to have to try and compete with what sold out Madison Square Garden tonight. Tomorrow night, the WWE has WrestleMania. It's going to sell out MetLife Stadium. Twice or maybe 3 times the amount of people are going to be at WrestleMania than were at Madison Square Garden tonight. Sure. But you can't ignore the fact that Madison Square Garden traditionally has been the WWE's home, and tonight New Japan and Ring of Honor sold out Madison Square Garden. Got some technical things going on while I'm on. We got a whole team here, a whole staff. It's good. It's a good product. A lot going on. So I think we had a serious statement from Ring of Honor and New Japan tonight at Madison Square Garden. I thought the show was tremendous. And I think it's going to be really hard to top tomorrow night for WrestleMania. And People were talking to me about WWE TakeOver, the NXT TakeOver show last night. That was excellent. This is a great time to be a wrestling fan. If you're a wrestling fan, there's so much going on. This is the week. And TakeOver last night was very good. I thought the card tonight was better. Okada and Jay White, tremendous main event. The triple threat ladder match, you had Matt Taven beating Jay Lethal and Marty Scurll to become the new Ring of Honor World Champion. That match was very good. It was like a TLC match. People going through ladders, getting hit with chairs, guys taking ridiculous bumps. It was a car crash of a match, and it was a lot of fun to watch. Matt Taven, now the Ring of Honor champion. Matt Taven's one of the guys that they push. They like Matt Taven. He's okay. He's not my favorite guy in Ring of Honor, but I understand what they want to do with him. Then you had Kota Ibushi and Tetsuya Naito. Ibushi beating Naito for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. So Ibushi, the new Intercontinental Champion in New Japan, which is big. That's big for New Japan if you're a New Japan fan. Something that both Phantom and I predicted on the last episode of What's Phantom in Japan, which you can check out on our YouTube channel right now. Like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We always appreciate that. So we predicted Ibushi would beat Naito, and I think we're headed towards Naito moving up and facing Okada down the road in New Japan. But Naito and Ibushi, they killed it. That might have been the match of the night for me. What was your match of the night? Did you even watch the New Japan card? I know a lot of people are just watching the WWE. People aren't watching this New Japan or Ring of Honor. But at the same time, people are complaining about the WWE not being very good. So, I'm watching this other wrestling, and it is very good. So much good wrestling going on right now. It's so exciting. It's really exciting to be a wrestling fan. I think Ibushi Naito, probably match of the night for me. I will admit I didn't see the opening match, the Jeff Cobb and Will Ospreay match. I missed that. I'm sure it was incredible. Jeff Cobb beat Will Ospreay. I'm going to go and watch that in a little bit. But I was taking my son to the Monster Truck Rally. We got some free tickets last minute to the Monster Truck Show. So we saw some monster trucks for a little bit. And then I came home and I watched the New Japan card that I saw pretty much in its entirety. The only match I missed was the opener, which was unfortunate because I was looking forward to seeing Jeff Cobb and Will Ospreay, and I'm sure they killed it. Great card. Roosh beat Dalton Castle in 15 seconds. I'm not sure what they're doing there. Dalton Castle seemed to freak out after the match. Maybe some sort of gimmick change with Dalton Castle. He beat up his guys, his little guys that he has there with him. So I think they're trying to change up the character of Dalton Castle. He's a former champion in Ring of Honor, and now he's losing in 15 seconds. Seemed to freak out after the match. Something's going on there. And of course, the most controversial thing that happened tonight at the Ring of Honor New Japan show happened after another great match where the Gorillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, became the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, as well as retained their IWGP, the New Japan Tag Team Championship. Just so you know, when I say IWGP, those are just the names of the belts in New Japan. In case you're not familiar with New Japan Pro Wrestling, IWGP Heavyweight Champion, Tag Team Champion, Junior Heavyweight Champion, those are just the belts in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa from the Bullet Club, the Gorillas of Destiny, right? They win the match over PCO and Brody King, Evil and Sonata, and the Briscoe brothers. A tremendous Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match where PCO got powerbombed. The Gorillas of Destiny powerbombed PCO from inside the ring to outside the ring. This is a 50-year-old man. This is a guy who I watched in the Quebecers when I was a little kid, and now he's getting powerbombed outside the ring. I mean, this guy is not human. Like they say, PCO is not human. I'm loving this PCO run. But they were the tag team champions in Ring of Honor, and they lost their belts, him and Brody King, because Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa now the new champions. And then after the match, they didn't show it on the broadcast on New Japan World, but Enzo Amore, that guy from WWE, and his partner Big Cass jumped the barricade and started attacking the Briscoes, and then Bubba Dudley ran out and he started attacking Enzo and Cass. I'm not sure what went on because they didn't show it on the broadcast. Like they completely avoided it. They didn't talk about it. They acted as if it wasn't happening, which made you think it was real. But apparently it's not real. Apparently it's a work. I believe it's a work. I thought it was strange that they only attacked the Ring of Honor guys and they didn't go after the New Japan guys. They didn't go after Tama Tonga or Tonga Loa or Evil and Sonata. They just went after Briscoes, and then Bubba Dudley was there for some reason to attack them. Like, he was out pretty quick. It was odd. I got a call from the Green Phantom, who was at Madison Square Garden tonight watching the card, and he was asking me what I saw on the broadcast because he was wondering what was going on as well. He wasn't sure if it was a work or not. It was definitely a well-played angle. Whether you like Enzo or Cass or not, you got to admit that this was well put together. Not showing it on the broadcast, acting as if, it wasn't happening, playing it off like it is real. If it isn't real, that's the way you want to play it off. That's the way you want to introduce a new character. I thought it was an interesting move, whether it was real or not. I think it's probably not. It's pro wrestling. Usually it's a work, right? I thought it was cool, though. So Enzo and Cass come out, and I guess security takes them away. I'm not sure how it ended. There's videos on the internet. I saw a few. It's just fan videos right now that you have. No one's released anything because the camera's completely cut away on the broadcast. It was crazy. People just doing run-ins. Some guy jumped Bret Hart at the Hall of Fame tonight. What's that about? Why would you jump the excellence of execution? It's the greatest wrestler of all time, and some jerk is going to attack him? Bret Hart's accepting his thing for the Hall of Fame, and some idiot in the crowd jumped Bret Hart and tackled him. Him and Natty went down. There's a lot of video of that. And then there's just wrestlers and Travis Brown, who's Ronda Rousey's husband and also a former UFC heavyweight. They all jump on the guy and beat him severely. There's a video of Dash Wilder. Dash Wilder? Is that his name? Wilder? The Revival guy? One of the Revival guy with hair. What's the Revival guy's name? Is it... See, this is why... See, I'm solo tonight. I got no Johnny North to help me out. Scott Dawson and Chad Dawson and Wilder? Dash and Wilder? I don't know. The Revivals. One of the Revivals. Wilder. The Wilder guy. The guy with the hair. There's one bald guy and one not bald guy. I should know their names, but I just don't. No disrespect to you, Wilder. You're the Revival guy. He punched the guy pretty good, and the guy dropped. There's a good video of that, of Wilder cracking the guy with a good uppercut and him just kind of crumpling, which is pretty sweet. That guy deserved a vicious beating. How dare he jump Bret Hart? I hope he took way more than that. Dash Wilder, thank you. Dash Wilder. I got it right. I was right. Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson, the Revival. It just didn't sound right. I thought it was Scott Dash Dawson, and Scott Wilder. That sounds better, actually. I know it's Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, but like Dash Dawson, you got the alliteration there. It's good. I'm Dash Dawson. And Scott Wilder also sounds good because it sounds like Scott Wayland from Stone Temple Pilots, you know? It's like a cool name. Scott Wilder. It's way better than Scott Dawson. Is that even his name? Chad Dawson? Scott Dawson. There you go. There you go. Technical team checking in on the YouTube chat, giving me the information that I need. I got no Johnny North. I got no anybody. I'm rolling solo here tonight. My goodness. I know WrestleMania tomorrow is going to be on fire. The YouTube chat right now, quiet. You know why? Because people aren't watching New Japan for some reason. This was a show that main evented. I mean, it sold out Madison Square Garden, but it just didn't get the play like a WWE show, like WrestleMania will get. And that's just the power of WWE, right? People are going to be all over tomorrow on the YouTube post show for WrestleMania, even though the card tonight was better. What are you going to do? So Kota Ibushi beat Tetsuya Naito in a match that I don't think will be rivaled anywhere tomorrow or the day after or the day after that. Put it that way. Zack Sabre Jr. beats Hiroshi Tana, the ace, the once-in-a-generation talent. He loses to Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre put him in this hold that was just beautiful. He wrapped him up in like a half omoplata, and then he grabbed his other arm, so both his arms were stretched out, like he had his arm stretched out like this, omoplata style, if you know jiu-jitsu, and then he had his other arm kind of stretched out like that, so Tana had absolutely no arms, and he was completely stretched. It looked very rough. Looks rough on me right now. Looks like I'm doing it to myself. Go wrestle Zack Sabre Jr., but he's really tremendous. Zack Sabre Jr. is very good. And that hold he made Tanahashi tap to was just beautiful. It's just like, oh, Zack Sabre Jr. is a great technical wrestler. He's got a lot of nice grappling skill. He's going to wrap Tana up in this move where his arms are trapped and he's completely stuck. And he's just going to wrench on his arm. And Tana couldn't get anywhere. He tried to move and get his feet on the ropes. He couldn't. So he had to verbally tap. It was just like, yep, that makes sense. That's wrestling. That's how it works. It was a really solid finish to that match. I liked it a lot. And I liked the match itself. I thought it was cool to watch a New Japan show in Eastern time zone. It was very cool. I enjoyed being able to actually watch it live. You know, usually these New Japan cards are at like 3 or 4 in the morning. That's when they start. I'm not watching that live. I watch, the replay on New Japan World. But tonight, live, got to watch it. These guys are in Madison Square Garden. These guys I watch, at the Tokyo Dome and Korakuen Hall. Now they're at Madison Square Garden. For me, as a New Japan fan, as a guy who watches all the big New Japan events throughout the year, this was really special. This was a really special show tonight. The fact that they were able to do this at Madison Square Garden in New York City, the mecca of professional wrestling, the home of the WWE, it was really, really cool. And they did a wrestling show better than anything the WWE's done there in years. It's just the way it is. So we had a new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion in a 3-way match. Dragon Lee beats Taiji Ishimori, the former champion, and Bandito. And that match was crazy. A little bit shorter than I wanted it to be. It was like 9 minutes, but 9 minutes of awesome. If you missed this card, go back and watch it. Find a way. Subscribe to New Japan World for $10 and go and watch it. Great stuff. Dragon Lee, a guy that doesn't wrestle in New Japan very often, not one of their main guys, so I was surprised to see him take the title from Taiji Ishimori, who does work New Japan full-time. A lot of interesting title changes here tonight. And these title changes mean that these guys are going to have to start working in these different companies that we haven't seen them in. There's this talent exchange between New Japan and Ring of Honor. And, you know, it depends on which companies need which talents. And because the Elite, Cody Rhodes, you know, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, because they all left, Christopher Daniels, right? The Best Friends. I mean, so many guys have left. SCU, right? Daniels and his whole crew, the Best Friends there, Beretta and oh man, so many guys have left the Ring of Honor and New Japan ranks. Chuck Taylor. I was like, Beretta and Chuck Taylor. So many guys have left the ranks of New Japan and Ring of Honor that they need to start using different talent and exchanging different talent. And I think tonight was the beginning of seeing some of that. Like Jeff Cobb, he beats Will Ospreay and becomes the never openweight champion now for New Japan. Jeff Cobb is not a guy we've been seeing in New Japan, but we're going to expect now to see him wrestle in Japan. He's going to have to go and defend that belt against some New Japan talent. So that's exciting stuff for the future. Same with Dragon Lee, who wins the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. That's a title that has a lot of prestige for New Japan. That's a title that means a lot for that company. So you can bet that Dragon Lee is going to start showing up in New Japan more often, which is exciting because he's a great talent. Same goes for Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, who are New Japan talent, but tonight became the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. They're going to start wrestling in Ring of Honor more often, which is cool. The crossing of the talent makes both of these promotions way more exciting, right? The fact that you never know who's going to show up. They have two different companies that run independently, but then there's certain talent that kind of go to both places and spice things up. Let's be honest. It makes it more interesting. And it's an advantage that they have that, other wrestling companies don't, because they're willing to do that talent sharing. I think it's worked very well for both companies. And tonight was the culmination of that working relationship between New Japan and Ring of Honor. This is the biggest show they've ever done together. This was massive. You cannot overstate how big this was. This is big for wrestling. The pro wrestling business is changing. Things are really starting to pick up. As Jim Ross would say, business is picking up. Speaking of Jim Ross, he signed to work for AEW behind the scenes as one of their management people. And also he's going to be doing play-by-play, which he's pretty good at. So shout out to you, Jim Ross. You are fantastic. You are a legend. And you're going to make All Elite Wrestling another great place for wrestlers to go. Yeah, it's just amazing to see how much great wrestling is out there. I watched the IWS Unstoppable show that I bought for $10 on Fight TV. Like an internet pay-per-view. I watched the IWS show to see my buddy Green Phantom tear the house down with Nick Gage and Matt Tremont. Oh my God, that guy Matt Tremont is something else. I'd never seen that guy before. He is a wild man. He came in already with this huge gash on his head. He is a serious hardcore wrestler. Nick Gage as well. My goodness. And Phantom in there with him. I know Green Phantom. I like him. He's a friend. When I see a friend in there, as tough as I know my friend is, it's still like, oh my God. I hope you're okay, man. Survive, survive. It's different when you know the guy on a personal level and you see him in a ring than when you don't. It feels different, right? I saw my buddy Jeremy Prophet, Black Dynamite, on that IWS show today. He kicked ass as well. Looked great. Looked like $1 million. Jacked to the gills. Looked fantastic. And Green Phantom won the triple threat with like a nasty brainbuster thing that he gave Tremont into like a door. It wasn't even like a table. It was like a door. It was thick wood. The guy's head just dented it. It was filthy. That was a hardcore match. Apparently they had more planned, but they ran out of time. They had time constraints. So, tremendous stuff. Also, shout out to my man Mikey Moredes, who did really good winning his match, a tag team match. Great to see him on that IWS show. And also Sexy Eddie, who's always amazing. He's the man. I think he was at that Joey Ryan penis party show, but I haven't seen that. I'll try and check that out. I heard it was very good. So many shows going on WrestleMania weekend. Or WrestleMania week, really, what it's become. Josh Barnett did a show called Bloodsport. He wrestled Minoru Suzuki in the main event. I haven't seen that, but I've heard it was incredible. So I'm going to buy it on the replay for their pay-per-view there, the internet pay-per-view, just to watch it. I heard that show was great. Shoot-style wrestling. So many different brands and versions of wrestling going on, kind of piggybacking on WrestleMania weekend. It's a really cool thing for the wrestling business, and I hope people are taking it in. New Japan and Ring of Honor doing one of the bigger shows here, WrestleMania weekend. Of course, NXT TakeOver happened last night. WWE did their Hall of Fame tonight, and then the big one, WrestleMania, tomorrow. But there's so many smaller shows going on all week that were just amazing. I've seen a lot of pictures and people tweeting about all the different shows that they've attended. It looks great. It looks like a lot of fun. It's something that you could go and do without even going to WrestleMania. Like, there's so much wrestling, you don't really need to go to Mania. But, of course, why not, right? Why not? Elsewhere on this card here tonight, we had Flip Gordon and Mark Haskins and Juice Robinson beating Bully Ray, Shane Taylor, and Silas Young. This match started as Bully Ray and Flip Gordon, and then Silas Young and Shane Taylor came out, started beating on Flip. So Mark Haskins and Juice Robinson made the save, and it turned into like a 6-man, and the babyfaces won there, Flip, Haskins, and Juice. It was all right. It was a decent match on the card. Kelly Klein became the new Women of Honor World Champion, beating Mayu Iwatani. A very good match. If you don't know Mayu Iwatani, she is one of the best wrestlers, women's wrestlers for sure in the world today. She's very, very good. Kelly Klein, very good as well. But if you've never heard of Mayu Iwatani, definitely worth checking out. And she's going to be somebody you will hear about in the future if you don't know about her already. That type of talent where eventually, if you're a wrestling fan, you're going to hear about Mayu Iwatani. So you might as well jump on the bandwagon now, right? And as I said, Jeff Cobb beating Will Ospreay. I haven't seen that match yet. I'm sure it was awesome. I'm going to give it the stamp of awesome. I don't know. I mean, Jeff Cobb and Will Ospreay, you can't really go wrong. I happened to miss that match, but I'm going to go back and watch it, as I encourage you all to do. I encourage you all to watch professional wrestling. This is a great time to be a professional wrestling fan. It's WrestleMania weekend. It's exciting times. Seeing a comment here. Let me see the comments. Let's check comments. Where are we here with our comments? Boom. Punk Master says Brett got tackled by some random guy in the audience at the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I saw that. And we did mention it briefly. It's just terrible. How could anybody do that? Like, if you're a member of the audience, stay in your seat. You bought a ticket. You're not supposed to be part of the show. It's stupid, you know? And to jump Bret Hart, like, why Bret Hart? Why would anyone jump Bret Hart? Bret Hart is my favorite wrestler. There's no wrestler that I love more than Bret Hart. Bret Hart is my hero, you know? Bret Hart is the man. The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. The excellence of execution. He's beat cancer. He survived a stroke. He survived countless tragedies, personally and professionally. He's being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame for a second time. And some piece of shit is going to attack him? I'm glad all those wrestlers got their hands on him and gave him a beating. I know Davey Boy Smith Jr., Harry Smith, he gave the guy a beating. I know Dash Wilder gave the guy a beating. I know Travis Brown gave the guy a beating. And I know other good brothers gave the guy a beating. And that guy deserved that beating. How dare he attack Bret the Hitman Hart? He is the greatest wrestler to ever live. And this idiot in some sort of wig is going to attack the Hitman? I wish I was there to give the guy a beating. What an asshole. I don't understand. I don't understand what could be going through somebody's mind to do that. Bret Hart, of all people. You're going to jump Bret Hart. And Natty went down too. I am a huge, huge supporter of the Hart family. And, of course, Bret. How could you not? For anybody to do that, it shocked and disgusts me, to be honest. Like, that guy, man. Terrible. Terrible. But Bret's okay. You know, he finished his speech, and that guy took a beating, and I think he got arrested. So, it's all fine. I mean, it's not fine. The guy shouldn't have done it, but he got his, right? In the end, he got his. And that's what happens. He got a little justice, and, these things happen. The guy's probably got a mental problem, or he was on drugs, or, I don't know. Whatever. He's just an idiot. Who cares? Fuck that guy. I don't want to end the show on a damper here, like some dickhead attacking Bret Hart, but, So WrestleMania is happening tomorrow. We had an awesome G1 Supercard tonight. NXT TakeOver happened last night. Did you guys watch NXT TakeOver? I'm sure you did. Fantastic show. Another great wrestling show last night. It seems like every show is probably going to be better than Mania, but let's cross our fingers, right? Hopefully Mania is good tomorrow night. I'm a WWE fan. We all grew up WWE fans. We all love the WWE. We all want it to be good. So let's all hope that it's good tomorrow. I'm hoping for a good WrestleMania. Is the card great on paper? No. Is it decent on paper? Yeah, it's decent on paper. It's not the worst WrestleMania card I've ever seen. Looking at the matches, there's some very good stuff on there. And to hear the preview for that, download the latest episode of Wrestling Uncensored, which will be online, 20 minutes from now? Real soon. I'll tweet out a link at Dave Simon MMA. Get you ready for WrestleMania. Johnny North and I previewing that. And then Johnny and I will be back here. I won't be solo tomorrow night. I'll have Johnny here with me, and we'll be talking WrestleMania. I think we're going to have some special guests in studio as well. It's going to be fun here tomorrow night for WrestleMania. Last night, NXT TakeOver, the War Raiders, Hanson and Rowe beat Aleister Black and Ricochet to retain the NXT tag titles. Man, those War Raiders are something else. They were great in New Japan. They're awesome in NXT. The big guy Hansen doing his dive off the top rope. I mean, the guy is easily 250 pounds, right? Probably more. Does a freaking dive off the top rope to the outside. It's incredible. This is a good tag team. This is a very good tag team. I thought Black and Ricochet were going to win. I think I got every prediction wrong on this card. Like Johnny and I talked about it on Dave and Johnny Live on Friday, and I think everything I said was wrong. I think I said that Black and Ricochet would win, and they lost. Velveteen Dream beat Matt Riddle in an incredible match. Matt Riddle is such a good wrestler. So was Velveteen Dream. This was exactly what I expected it to be. It lived up to all expectations. Velveteen's Dream's entrance was awesome, as always. He's so good. And I thought he'd drop the title, the North American NXT title, so that he can move up to the main roster, but he's not moving up to the main roster. He's still the champion. When are they going to move Velveteen up to the main roster? Like, the draft is next week, right? Monday night, you have Raw and then SmackDown. And then the week after, you're going to have the Superstar Shakeup that's going to be taking place here in Montreal, where I live. I'm going to be at the Superstar Shakeup, Monday Night Raw, and then Tuesday Night SmackDown, back-to-back nights at the Bell Center. I'll be there. You would think they'd call some people up from NXT in the next couple of weeks. Wouldn't Velveteen be at the top of your list? Guess not. I would assume Shayna Baszler would be at the top of the list as well, but she retained the NXT Women's title in another awesome match. Shayna is so good. Io Shirai is so good. Bianca Belair, Kairi Sane, they're all tremendous talents. They deserve to be at WrestleMania. Like, they are next level talents. They're very good. They should be on the main roster. They'd make SmackDown or Raw better shows. Shayna beat Shirai, Belair, and Kairi Sane in a fatal four-way. Great match. Great match. That was my match of the night for the NXT TakeOver show. Velveteen Dream and Matt Riddle, a very close second. Johnny Gargano beat Adam Cole in a 2 out of 3 falls match. That was a very good match, too. Gargano became the new NXT champion, and Tommaso Ciampa, who was injured, who had to give up the title, was there to celebrate with Gargano after the match. It was a nice little moment there. That match was good, but I don't fully buy Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole in a main event. I don't know. It's just not... There's something missing there. There was something about the match that I didn't love. It was a good match, but it was just a little too much. It was like, you're going to take 5 super kicks and still not go down? I don't know. I felt like they did a little too much and maybe didn't take enough time in between the moves. I just didn't get emotionally invested in the match. You know, I appreciated the effort that they put into it, but I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it like Okada and Jay White tonight. But I thought, you know, they put a very good effort out there, and obviously they did a lot of hard work. I just didn't dig the psychology of the match. But, you know, wrestling is an art form. It's subjective. The crowd was definitely into it. I really liked Walter and Pete Dunne. Like, for me, that was better. That's more my style. It was hard-hitting. It was violent. You know, the guys sold it the way they should because they had to sell it for real because they were getting hit for real, you know? Walter hits you for real. Walter. Austrian Walter. The guy is a badass. He's somebody I'd love to see on Raw or SmackDown. Big old dude who just... Big bruiser, you know? Just hammers people. Beats Pete Dunne, becomes the new WWE UK champion. I like it. I love that Walter is in the WWE system. And I think he's honestly wasted in NXT UK. It's a brand that nobody watches. Do whatever you got to do to bring Walter up to the main roster. There's so much talent that they have. It's like, come on, let's go. Move them up. And some of this dead weight that's not cutting the mustard on the main roster, move them down. That's how it should be. You know good? You go back down. But that's not how it works in the WWE. All right, we're going to wrap this thing up. Thanks, everybody, for checking in on this whole deal. Everybody watching. I know you'll all be watching tomorrow. Please check in tomorrow. I'll be back here with Johnny for WrestleMania, right after Mania, for the post show. I'll be talking about everything that happens at the big granddaddy of them all 7 hours of WrestleMania. My goodness. It's going to be a lot tomorrow night, but it'll be fun. We'll have fun. Johnny will be here. I'll be here. And we'll have some special guest co-hosts as well. Be sure to download Wrestling Uncensored at WrestlingUncensored.net. Subscribe. Boom. Down there. Hit the subscribe button. Like this video. Comment. It helps. Anything you do helps us. Subscribe, like, comment. We're trying to make this YouTube channel into the #1 YouTube channel in the world? I mean, that's unlikely, right? But #1 in the world, like that. But why not? Why not? #1 in the world. All right, we're gonna be #1 YouTube channel in the world if you subscribe, comment, and like right now. Okay. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you guys love professional wrestling like I do. And we will talk again tomorrow night after WrestleMania. I'm Dave. Bye-bye. Love you much. Thanks for watching.